Welcome in, sim racing fans. ERN coverage of the 3-Wide Racing eSports League. Welcome into the ERN booth. Alongside Michael Sheffield, I'm Steve Kerpel. We're going to bring you all the action here tonight from a brand new series. And before I get to you, Michael, these guys are running the Camping World Truck Series season opener at Atlanta. What can these guys expect tonight? It's a hot track already. Daytime conditions. What are we looking at for this race tonight?
Probably right off the start, trucks are going to seem a little loose, especially first couple laps. Maybe as time permits and the weather changes throughout the evening, you might see them tighten up a little bit on the long run. But I expect it's going to be some pretty tight, close racing for a while. I don't expect a huge gap in the early running. You'll definitely be able to tell who's trying to save a little bit of tire, who's trying to run a little bit of fuel management. So it's going to be entertaining for sure.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you bring up tire because Atlanta, as most of us know that have ran at this track, it is a abrasive racing surface. So these tires, they're going to wear quick. And if you could be the one that kind of figures out what line to run, how to run it, that you're going to be there at the end for sure. And we're just going to see, like I said at the top of the broadcast, this is a brand new series. These guys have migrated over from the NASCAR heat side of things, which is on your console, to iRacing. So, you know, a lot of new things. You know, the physics of the sim as opposed to the game is totally different. We all know that. It's going to be exciting. I'm pretty jacked up to see how this one turns out for sure.
Oh yeah, and you know, with like I said, you know, you're looking 45, 50 laps on the fuel run tonight, and they got 3 extra sets of tires. So, you know, for 80 laps doesn't seem like a lot, but you know, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, you might have some different varying strategies, and it's like you said, it's going to be entertaining. Some of these guys are kind of new at iRacing, and some of them look like they've been here for a little while. So we'll see how this plays out over the next, 16 weeks. You're gonna probably see a lot of drivers develop, and you're gonna see, a lot of new names probably at the top as the season runs on. So it's gonna be fun to watch.
Absolutely. And if you guys out there watching, if you guys are new to the stream, you just clicked on it, scrolling through your feed. Head on over to Evolution Racing Network on Facebook. Give us a like, smash the bell. You'll get notified anytime these guys go live or any of us on any other series we cover. We run a Monday series, a Saturday night series. This is a brand new Tuesday night series for us. Go ahead, smash that bell. Head on over to YouTube, subscribe to our channel, Evolution Racing Network. You can watch us both places. And we're getting ready to kick off qualifying here in about a minute or two. And before we do, welcome in. You know, if you guys are out watching, you got a favorite driver, throw it in the Facebook chat. You know, say hi to your driver, pick a winner. We're gonna see what these guys could do. Like I said, these guys are kind of new to the service. It's gonna be pretty exciting to see who comes out on top. You know, we're at a fresh slate. We don't know anybody. So we're going to see who's going to be hanging around. I think pit strategy is going to be huge. I really do, especially if we could get into some green flag action to where we have a long green flag run, Michael. I think pit strategy could play to be a factor for sure.
Oh yeah, no stages tonight. Throughout the season, appears to be no stages. So, it's not going to be any guaranteed cautions. So, it's somebody might be able to save a set, and it comes down to the end. You get a caution late, it could shake things up. That's for sure. So we're starting to watch qualifying now. Start seeing these times when they hit the board and see who's going to set the pole here.
Absolutely, and we'll jump out on track here for qualifying. And as you can see, we're going to take a look at Andrew Hefner at Hickory, North Carolina. He's going to probably be the first one out on track to turn the time, and we will see what these guys could do. I would say they run a 2-lap qualifying session, and your first lap, your out lap, you probably want to run the high line, get a little bit of heat in the tires, and then pretty much hammer down on your second lap, and try to put down a hot time. I mean, that's what these guys are gonna probably want to try to do. As we could see, oh, he gets loose coming out of turn 2 there. Wow, that it's gonna be a slick one, as we could see in qualifying already. We will throw up a little qualifying tower for you guys so you could see where your favorite drivers are sitting right now. We have John Kaya up on the board with a 31.940 right now, so he is your pole sitter.
I think 31.94 is going to be a pretty good time there.
As we see, he beats it on his second lap with a 31.75. Wow, 2/10 of a second he shaved off of that. Now that is pretty impressive. We'll take a look. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, coming off of 1 and 2 is gonna be a little loose early for sure, and then the first getting into 3 and 4, the entry in 3 and 4 is gonna be loose, especially on green tires. So later in the run, it'll probably tighten it up, but you're gonna see a lot of looseness now in these qualifying laps.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be tough because I think, first race of the season, everybody wants to be on the pole. As William George, we just clicked on him, matches the time of John Kaya, both running 31.752s, gives the pole to Kaya. William George right now going to start on the outside as we sit through qualifying. But what we're going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, as we love to do with every broadcast, we are going to go ahead and honor our nation's past, present heroes, and we will be playing our national anthem, and we will be right back for your starting lineup.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
All right, everybody, welcome back. Qualifying is over, and we will have your starting lineup here. On the pole, out of California, AJ DeMarzo. On his outside will be Nick Radar in the 88. Row number 2, John Kaya, 99 truck. On his outside will be the 9 truck of William George. Starting 5th tonight, Ernest King also goes as Old Man River in the 24. We'll keep an eye on him tonight. And the 7 of Robert DuPont. Starting 7th, Andrew Hefner in the 46. And Randy Koching in the 19. Michael, take us the rest of the way, buddy.
Starting up 9th in the number 82, we have can't see his first name.
That'll be Mike Everidge.
Mike Everidge. Starting number 10 will be the 28 of Jorge Rincon. Starting 11th will be 73 of Robert Inkster. Starting 12th will be the 10 of Jonathan Rapallo. Starting 13th will be Matthew Jaggard, and starting 14th will be Peter Harbor.
Uh,
Apologize if we butcher names a little bit. We'll get used to them. We just got to get your pronunciation correct. And like I said, I apologize ahead of time.
and that's the new struggle. Sometimes you just don't have an easy name to throw up there. But we're in for a good treat tonight. I really think so. We're gonna go 80 laps, and like Michael said before, there's no stage racing. They run straight points, standard point system, so there won't be no playoffs. So being consistent in this league is going to be key for these guys. Everybody's gonna want to, be up there every week. And if you can't be up there every week, try to grab a couple of wins in between, because that's where you're going to get your best results. Um, so we're going to see how she goes as the number the number 5 of AJ DeMarzo is going to take him down to the green flag, and we're going to kick this thing off. We're going to brand new season, guys. We're glad you can join us. Feel free to chat it up in the Facebook chat. Let's go to work, boys. 3 Wide Racing League is underway as the green flag is out here in Atlanta.
It's going to be a good start. Looks like the outside lane should get a little bit going in 1 and 2. The hard part's going to be out of 1 and 2 is going to get a little bit of a run on the top side here.
Yeah, you see DeMarzo coming out, had the preferred line coming out of the corner, and he will take us down. He should lead the first lap, as we got a battle for second here between the 99 and the 88 of Nick Radar.
Yeah, the 99 moved to the inside here, and he should have the preferred line going 1 and 2 on the bottom side. If he can make that pass clean and quick, as long as he doesn't allow the outside line to get the run coming out of 2.
Absolutely. And if you're any of these guys up here in this front little bunch here, I mean, I'd want to be make the pass you got to make and then tuck it in, because there's nothing worse than burning them tires up in the first 10 laps, because just because you're battling with a guy side by side for a couple of laps. These guys are going to want to get tucked in and try to get settled in here for a few.
Yeah, as a leader, you want to see the guys too wide behind you, because that's just they're eating their tires up trying to get to you, and it's going to give you that little bit of advantage to get away a little bit here.
Yeah, absolutely. We got 14 trucks in the field tonight, and like we said, as the 88 goes into turn 3, he's going to try to make a pass on DeMarzo, and that's a truck that, you know what, out of the early going, that Nick Radar in that 88, he's looking pretty good. We'll see what he could do later on in the run, but these guys are going to probably battle it out for a lap. Everybody wants to lead a race. There's no doubt about that. But what are you willing to give up to lead that lap?
Oh,
As they touch coming out of
there.
the corner, a little bit of contact. Wow, that could have been really bad.
Yeah, that was a good save on both drivers there. Yeah, you got to make up your mind whether you just want to let him go now and try to catch him later, or do you want to fight for it early. But like you said, Nick Radar is making some moves right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that 88 truck is looking pretty good, but I'll tell you what, DeMarzo, he ain't backing down from no dogfight. I'll tell you what, he's making that outside line work, and besides he's probably not burning too much tire running up there right now. As he's able to regain the lead there on the outside, that was pretty impressive coming out of the turn there.
Yeah, it was, and as you can see, the 99's making a peak there on the inside a little bit as well, coming back fighting for 3rd and 4th place. Wasn't able to make the pass there, but now you got a challenge for 2nd going on.
Yeah, we've got about 8 trucks right up here in the front, kind of all bunched together, and then we got a little bit of a gap. We're looking at about a 2-second gap on back, but everybody's kind of just settling in right now, trying to. New series, new platform, everything is new for these guys. So I think right now, 6 laps into the race, Let's just try to figure it out. Let's get used to running around each other. But so far up front, nothing but exciting racing. Guys battling people for positions. I mean, this is what you want to see out of a brand new series in your first race. Get out there, battle each other, and just see what happens.
Yeah, and the guys in the back right now could be looking at the front going, all right, let them run up there, let them burn their tires up. I'm just going to sit back here and patiently wait and then make my move later in the race once everything kind of shakes out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're back, ninth, 10th, and you're, say 2 seconds off the lead, you're comfortable. I mean, you are just comfortable as heck right now because you know that these guys battling up here is only going to help you. By the time you know it, 20 laps into the run, you're right up there because they're door to door every lap. As we see the 5 of Nick Mars or AJ DiMarzio, sorry. He's just continuing to lead this race, not really pulling away. That 88 still kind of stuck to him. Another big thing that is key here is staying in the draft. We know that on these 1.5-mile tracks, if you're able to hold in that draft, that's where you want to be.
Looked like there was a little contact there entering the corner from the 46 and the 99. 46 just made a move up to 4th about a lap and a half ago. Excuse me, 5th now. About a lap and a half ago, so
Yeah, we'll take a
he's
look.
getting the move.
We'll take a look at the
24
40s.
looks like he's sliding back just a little bit right now, but it could be part of his game plan.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, right now, our biggest mover of the race, up 5 spots, is the 2 truck of Matthew Jaggard. So he might be somebody started in the back, slowly making his way up to the 8th position right now. So he's a guy you might want to keep your eye on. But the 46 he's making the right moves. 24 sliding back a little bit, but the 46 is on the move. He is right on the back door of the 9 truck of William George right now, and he's going to use that draft, and he's either going to be okay with it or he's going to take him down into turn 1. And I'll tell you what, that 46, he looks like he's on a mission right now.
Well, you got Nick Radar making a move for the lead right now on the inside. Oh, and it gets a little loose.
Gets loose coming out of the turn. He's going to have to concede back to 2nd for the time being. But I'll tell you what, these guys up in the front here, they are making some moves. They're making them early. I mean, this is some exciting racing we're seeing so far out of these guys.
Yeah, that was a good save by Radar, and he looks like he was setting him up for a couple laps to make his move, and he got down there and just maybe got a little bit too in gas too early and got it a little loose coming off the corner, but smart enough to gather back up, move himself back up to 2nd, try to work his way back up there, and it's given AJ a little bit of a gap there. So let's see if he's able to hold on to it, if that pack's going to be able to use the draft and catch back up to him.
Yeah. I mean, like, we said already that the draft is going to be huge. It really is. If you get out of that draft, it could be bad for you because once you lose it, it's hard to get it back.
Yeah, you still see some moves getting made back for, 3rd on back in the front pack, and see a lot of couple cars coming the inside, some going the high side. They're deciding which preferred line they want to run, and
99's into the wall, coming into turn 3. He will be able to keep it straight, but he is going to fall hard. He just scraped the wall. It actually looked like he was just trying to set in his corner entry and just caught the wall. That little air bubble, sometimes it just grabs you and pulls you right in.
Yeah, especially in 3 and 4. I noticed that earlier. I ran a couple laps here earlier just to see how the setup felt, and it was extremely loose getting into 3 and 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do something for the fans out there. Let's go in here. Let's ride along with our leader for a lap around this track just to see how the truck's handling. You see very steady coming through the tri-oval, not a lot of steering wheel input. And you're kind of letting the throttle breathe, so now he's running that high line pretty effectively. I think he likes the way it feels around the high line. Breathing the throttle a little bit through the turns, not a ton of steering wheel input. It doesn't seem like he's getting really wicked loose yet, but that's probably going to change.
It seems like he's just set kind of like on cruise control right now, and he's got a good throttle trace going right now, and doesn't seem like he's pushing the truck too over aggressively, and that tells you the guys behind him aren't either. So he's just trying to figure out how this track's going to work and how this setup's going to change. But right now, he seems to be pretty comfortable up in the lead.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I would say I think for guys up front that aren't battling for positions, they're just trying to take some laps off. Get a feel for the track, get a feel for what it's might turn into later in the race, because this track is going to change. It's going to change drastically within probably the next 15 laps. I would say these tires are going to be cooking, and it's going to drive like a totally different animal.
Well, as you just see, he just got a little loose there. And looks like he's going to be coming up on a lap truck here pretty soon, or getting ready to put a truck a lap down here.
Yeah, and I'm going to be curious to see how these guys handle the lap traffic. Wow, that 88 is really loose coming out of the corners. It seems almost every lap. He's got a loose truck. There's no doubt about it. And we're going to keep an eye on that battle because him and it looks like the 9 of William George, they're battling for that second spot. And I mean, again, loose coming out of the corner. But these guys, they're doing their thing. They're calm. They're not banging into each other, which is great. We're keeping it green, and they're figuring it out. But yeah, as the race progresses, I'm interested to see what it'll be like dealing with the lap traffic. Because I mean, it's something you're going to run into.
Yeah, and once you slide those tires once, it progressively gets worse on that run and that set of tires. Until you get a new set, you're going to be fighting at the rest of that run.
Oh
As
yeah,
you can see, AJ's getting a little loose there coming out of 1 and 2.
yeah, and the 9 of William George is going to capitalize as he is inside, and they're gonna come to the line. And I believe it's going to go to AJ for that lap, but I mean, he is right there going down into turn 1, and it looks like he's going
got
to
the advantage on the inside right now.
absolutely.
He can close the door here, and he will close the door.
He does a perfectly executed slide job coming out of turn number 2, and I mean, folks, that's how you do it. That's kind of how you got to play tracks like this. Coming out of the turn, if you got the run coming off, you just kind of let the truck slide up to the top of the track. If they want to try to, get you with a crossover, then they get you with a crossover. But that's kind of the way it is.
Yeah, it looks like Nick Radar is struggling right now. The 46 is making a move on the inside, so apparently that looseness in that truck has not gotten any better there.
No, it hasn't. I mean, he is. He's struggling right now. He's lost 3 spots in the last 2 laps, and they're battling for 4th right now. It's keeping him in the top 5, but if he's having that big an issue with the truck, and we're just 22 laps into this run right now, he may be in for a long afternoon here.
Yeah, and it looks like we got a battle for second brewing coming up here, and William George is going to be able to get a little bit of gap between first and second, but looks like 24 is going to be challenging for second the next couple of laps. He's getting a good run and up to him, just hasn't made his move yet.
Yeah, 24 of Ernest King.
Oh, we got our first yellow here.
First yellow caution is out, and let's see if we can't get to that and see what happened.
Oh, it looks like the 99 gets loose.
The 99 gets loose.
Get out of 2, and he
comes
gets
back
into,
up onto the track, and collects the
gets into
28. Oh.
Well.
And the 28, wow, does he take a big shot on that inside retaining wall.
Oh, yeah, you can tell by the smoke. There's a lot of motor damage there.
Yikes.
Fortunately, they do have one fast repair tonight, so that's going to be a good thing for those true trucks involved, especially the 28.
Absolutely. As you could see, that pit road is busy. And these guys are probably glad for that caution. They could throw some fresh Goodyear tires, throw 2 cans Sunoco fuel in, and go back at it. And what we're going to do right now while these guys are doing their pit stop, we're going to take a little quick commercial break, and we will be right back. All right, we are back live. Still under caution here. Everybody kind of made their round of pit stops. We didn't really see too much of a change. You still got William George out in front. Nick Radar currently in second. Ernest King in third. AJ DeMargio has fallen back all the way to fourth. He must have got held up on his pit stop. And then we got Mike Everidge rounding out your top five.
Yeah, it looks like 24 was able to make up 2 spots there coming off pit road. So
Yeah, so advantage to the 24, disadvantage to the 5. Um, I mean, these guys know that, okay, we could run 25 laps together, not really too much of a big deal. And I think these first 25 laps were pretty good. I really do. I think they we've seen a lot of nice battles. We've seen some small separation, and then we had our first caution. Now, for the guys that are playing a little bit of strategy, we didn't see anybody not really pit. Everything kind of stayed the same. Now, if you're the guys in the back, this is a time I think where you start to think about maybe making a move up through the field, but still a little bit too early to get really, really aggressive with it.
well, with this pit stop at lap 23, lap 24, 45, 50 laps on a field run, you're still going to only make it to 70, 71, 72 if you're lucky. So these guys are going to have to make another stop. Now, the guys can try in the back to maybe capitalize and undercut the leaders, or we'll just have to see how this pit strategy plays out. If people are going to try to run the tank to empty, or if, they're going to try to undercut and try to get an advantage with the fresh tires and get some extra time on the guys in front of them.
Right, absolutely. As the lights are out on the iRacing.com pace car, and we're going to see. I hope we get another 25 laps. I really do. That was definitely fun to watch, and we'll see. We're just going to have to wait and see as they come down into turn 3 here. It's going to be William George and Nick Radar. And we'll see if the 9 truck can get himself a nice little restart jump. Maybe pull a little gap so he doesn't have to really worry about too much coming into to turn 1.
Yeah, and depending on, I'm sure they're pretty much set up the same way. The leader's going to control the restart, so he should. Oh, and he waited till green. So, looks like the outside got a run there.
Wow, that was interesting. The outside just went, and I'll tell you what. Sometimes that's why you got to play that jump factor, because that outside line, that green dropped and they were gone. And I mean, that 9 truck dropped 3 spots right off of the green flag.
Yeah, it's like a tree on a drag strip. If you miss it by just a hair, the guy can get a huge run on you and you'll never make the momentum back up. So, the best thing you do now is regather it up, get focused, and start working on getting his way back up, or determining a strategy from here going forward. So
yeah, as we see the 88 of Nick Radar, after having some early race troubles with the truck being really loose, I'm interested to see, can he get that truck back under him? He's already looking at a nice 4/10 of a second lead off of that last restart. Can he get the truck back under him, get it to where it's not crazy loose for him like it's been, and maybe tick off some laps, lead a bunch, and see what's going to happen here when we come up on pit stops, because we already know that they cannot make it the rest of the way.
yeah, and he could be out there, just give himself a little bit of gap and just try to run comfortably to maintain the lead and save a little bit of tire. As we see the 24 still going back a little bit here. Could be a little strategy call. Just let them go now and focus later in the run when everybody starts getting looser. Right.
And there you see the 24 of Ernest King. He's somebody I want to keep my eye on, and I'll tell you why. We talked to him pre-race, and he said, he goes, I just want to go out there, turn some laps, and have a good time. And that's the perfect attitude to go into it. It really is. Go out, have fun, but at the same time, you want to keep that competitive edge. So he's a guy, lap 60, lap 65. He's going to be a guy that I'm going to be keeping my eye on because I
Looks
think
like we got a challenge for the lead right now.
challenge for the lead. Oh, we do. Nick Radar holding on that position, but we got AJ DiMaggio back up there after falling down 4 spots in that last pit cycle. He's right there, and he's definitely going to try to keep Nick honest right now. That's for sure. And if I'm AJ, I'm just going to hang back and maybe wait till Nick makes a mistake.
Yeah, he took a peek to the inside. The run didn't pay off. Could be too early in the run on that bottom side because that high side, you're just going to get a huge runoff. And if you save a little tire for later, you might be able to make the pass on the bottom. But it's going to get tight because you want the whole track when you're trying on the bottom. And, you're going to be pinched down. You're not going to be able to get in the throttle as well as you want to.
Right.
He's going to get past for the second spot.
Yeah, William George.
William George.
In the 9 truck is able to grab second off of him. So a little bit. Now these 3 guys kind of put a little bit. They got about a second gap on 4th, which will be the 46 Andrew Hefner. So they feel comfortable up here. Maybe these guys could get a little bit of teamwork going. Maybe see if they can't work together and stretch this lead out as we see. The 9 peeks his nose down in there as they come down through the quad oval and going into turn 1. I think the 9 is gonna try to make a little move here on the 88.
Yeah, and the problem is if you make that move and you can't complete the pass, you're going to lose so much momentum that the guy behind you is going to be able to get a run. See a little wiggling. Looks like in the 99 truck back there, coming out of 1 and 2. Going to lose some spots here.
Yeah, that's going to be our pole sitter, John Cana.
And looks like he's able to gather it back up. It's got a little right front fender damage still on there.
Yeah, I mean, he's got that whole right side of that truck is scraped from, we seen him when he had a little contact earlier in the race with the wall.
He must have not opted to take his fast repair yet, run it, and take it later in the run if he still got it. So,
and honestly, I feel like that's the right call. A little bit of right fender damage ain't gonna kill you here. If it becomes more severe, then maybe. But try to save that fast repair because you don't know what's gonna happen, especially when you're running mid pack like he is right now. Something could happen right in front of you, and you could just have nowhere to go, and you're gonna want that fast repair.
Oh yeah, you're definitely gonna want the fast repair. Well, we got a 3-way battle going on up here for the lead now.
Yeah, we got we have the 9 of William George, but we've got the 5 of AJ and the 88 of Nick Radar. They're battling it out hard for that second spot.
Yeah, it looks like the 5 is going to try to get the draft off the leader there, coming to the trioval to get a little advantage here on the inside. But it looks like the 88 is going to have the advantage here coming down the backstretch.
Yeah, you kind of want to be behind the leader. That's you're going to get the nice draft going into the turn as they basically just kind of split them. I mean, they are using that side draft to advantage. Man, are they racing close?
Yeah, they're racing close and they're racing hard right now, which hey, that's a good thing. If you're around a group of guys that you're comfortable with racing hard and, good group of guys out there having fun, you can't beat it.
And the 5 there, I think he was just like, you know what, guys? I'm going to take a couple breaths. And then I'm going to get back up there.
Well, and him sitting back there watching these guys run hard like this, they're going to burn their tires up a little bit. He might be regathering and saying, okay, I'm going to let y'all finish this battle out. Then I'll make my move in a little while.
Yeah, absolutely. As we do have a battle for the lead, we've got the 88 of Nick Radar and the 9 of William George battling it out. Nick on the high line, coming out of the corner, and it looks like he's going to be able to clear him.
Yeah, and he just lost so much momentum trying to make that move. Now that George is going to be able to peek to the inside here and make the move for second.
Yeah, and I mean now, and here's where things get interesting. Now we have the 46 of Andrew Hefner and the 24 of Ernest King joining the party. With these guys battling it out, it has allowed these two guys who have, kind of just been tucked in line. They're right there. They're welcome to
Yeah,
the party, boys.
yeah, they've done they with those guys racing that tight, it's allowed them to catch back up. And if they haven't run that hard and side by side a lot, they're gonna got
Ooh.
the little grass there. They're gonna have a little bit of advantage with tires if they haven't burned them up as bad.
Right, as you guys just saw, the five of AJ DiMaggio cutting the grass here at Atlanta. Um, that's tricky. That's a tricky place to be. You kind of, if you get in there, you kind of gotta Jesus take the wheel, and hopefully you come out the other side, not sideways.
Yeah, he did a good job saving it there, and I gotta say, some good looking, unique paint schemes going on throughout the field here tonight too.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, that five paint, I love that paint, and that's the five truck of AJ DiMaggio. He is actually our league sponsor, DiMaggio Gears. They make rear ends for race cars. Great guys, great group of guys to deal with. You need a rear end for your race car? Why don't you give them a call? 661-212-3389. That's DiMaggio Gears.
Yeah, they've specialized, I believe, in 4 9-inch rears, and according to the website, I looked at it earlier. They've been doing it for 20 years, so guys got plenty of experience, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you guys out there looking for any of that kind of stuff? Why don't you give AJ DiMaggio a call? He'll help you out. And speaking of which, he just grabs the lead right from the 88 and says, "See ya, I'll take that back."
Well, I was trying to take a peek at the paint schemes here, but the action's so close, and I can't take my eyes away for a second to take a look at them.
Right. Well, you know what we're gonna do here? We like to do here at ERN is we're gonna spotlight every driver here, and I think it's important to give everybody a little camera time and show off the nice paints, and we've seen the five of AJ DiMaggio right there. You got the 88 and the. I'll tell you what, it's a paint I like, that Budweiser Chevy. I do like that paint in the 88. And we've got the 9 of William George. He's running a nice bright green. It's probably pretty hard to miss him. That's also a good looking paint. We'll head on back to the 24 of Ernest Old Man River King. I'll tell you what, we're going to figure out why he likes to be called that. But he's running a 24 scheme. He's running basically their league logo. I mean, it's a clean paint. It's to the point. I like it.
Yeah, and then we go back to Andrew Hefner here. He's got the Jegs paint. I like that blue. He's had a pretty good run tonight. I mean, he's up 2, and he's from his starting position, and he's kind of making himself known up towards the front. And we'll see how he goes from there. And behind him, we have Mike Everidge and the number 82. Good looking black and white paint going on there.
Yeah, running the three wide
That's
racing logo.
team logo there.
Yeah.
So, and he's up 3 spots right now. So it's a good night for him. These guys just get a solid finish. So, you'll never know what's going to happen towards the end of the championship run.
Right.
And we got the in 7th, we got the number 2 of Matthew Jaggard and the Snuggles machine. I like that.
That is a cool paint.
That's something you don't see on iRacing a lot.
No, you definitely don't. But a clean paint nonetheless, and that number 2
yeah.
Chevy Silverado.
He's even got the Snuggle banner across the windshield.
Gotta love it. And we will head back to Peter Harbor. Harbor. I think we got one of those 3. We nailed it. I'm sure of it. Ford F-150 running a 444. Looks like he's got a little Canadian pride on that truck. I love it.
Next, we got Robert DuPont sitting in the 9th position. Got the DuPont on the side of the truck. I really, really, really like that.
Yeah, actually, that does look really cool. We do enjoy throwing some old school with some new school, and it's got plenty of color. That is a really nice looking paint.
Yeah, it's kind of like I want to say like a wet paint or a bubble paint. It's definitely a one of a kind.
Sure. And we'll head back to the 73 Ford F-150 of Robert Inkster, running a nice little Thrustmaster scheme on the side there. Okay.
Next
Little purple, a little black, a little orange. I love the color.
Yeah, the purple, black, and orange it makes a good combination. Next up, we got in the 11th, we got Randy Coaching. I hope I pronounced that right. AR Motorsports, and looks like
He's
is he
going to
coming
take
in the
it
pit
down
lane?
pit road. He sure is. Checks it up right in time, and we'll move out to, uh, I want to say Jorge Rincon, number 28, plain black. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Plain black, I'm down with it. I'm okay with that.
And then following up, back at the, excuse me, sorry. So it's back at the 99 of John Kaya in the United States Postal Service truck. Still got a little bit of damage there. I think that's probably planned. I'm hoping he doesn't use his fast repair yet. It's probably going to save that for this pit stop. Had it happen to me, I forgot to check the box before. I'm not sure what he's thinking, but I'm sure he's got a game plan here and he'll execute it, I'm sure.
Absolutely. As we're seeing some pit stops. Pit stops we are. We've got our leaders on pit road. We've got the Nick Radar, William George, Ernest King, Robert DuPont, and Matthew Jagger all on pit road, which will give the race lead to Mike Everidge for the time being. And interesting call, I think, for the guys that pit. Now, if you're the 5 guys who are still out on the track, obviously track position's huge. But how long do you wait until you make your move?
I wouldn't wait any more than, say, 2 to 3 laps. You're going to be losing so much time to them, you're not going to be able to regain it. But, you know, depending, I mean, caution comes out again, it could flip the strategy. And, you know,
Yeah,
with pitting under green, you're going to at least lose a lap here. So,
yeah, absolutely. As both Robert Inkster and Randy Koching are on pit road. As we see the 82, oh my gosh, he put it sideways going through the corner, and I don't know how he hung on to it.
that's a wheelman move right there. He was all over the wheel to get that truck turned back around and keep going.
Wow, incredible save out of the 82. And I'll tell you what, if he ain't on pit road this time, I'd be surprised, because I think that truck it's in need of tires. We know these guys have to pit to make it on fuel, and it looks like he's still going to elect to stay out.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to stay out on at least another lap here. We know the guys that just pitted will be able to make the rest of the way on fuel, and they split it, you know, the run there. It's a good idea. So their tire wear will be about the same between the last run and this run, depending on how hard they push it. You can see the 82 rear end just getting a little, I wouldn't say completely loose, but you can see it getting a little light in the rear end going through 1 and 2. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think within these next couple of laps here, as he still keeps on trucking out there, I think within the next, I would say 5 laps tops, you got to come in, because you're talking, 20 to go. You can't let these guys that undercut catch up to you that quick, or you're going to be, down creek without a paddle.
yeah, and Peter Arbor stayed out, and he's sitting in second right now, and looks like the the guys that have pitted are starting to make their way by him, and they're gonna be able to get by him really easily with his new tires.
Right.
Really gonna pay off. So, it's gonna come to strategy, and looks like he's going in the pits now. Peter Harbor on the 444.
Yes, he is. The 444 is on pit road, so that only leads Mike Everidge as the only car right now on track that hasn't pit during green. And we see these guys, the 88 of Radar, you got the 5 DiMarzio, they're coming. As I think right now is the time. 82 knows it. Mike Everidge knows it. He's like, we got to go. And as you
And there he
see,
goes, bringing it down to pit road right now.
he'll hit the apron. He'll bring it down to pit road. And, good run. Let a couple laps. I don't know if the strategy will pay off. Um, we're kind of gonna have to wait and see. As we're down to 24 laps to go now, and that is when this cycles out. Actually, the 10 is coming down pit road as well. We should cycle back out to Nick Radar being your race leader here.
Yeah, you got Nick Radar in first, AJ DeMarzo in second, and looks like William George will cycle back to third, and a little bit of gap there between second and third.
Yeah, yeah, that's. I tell you what, if I had to make my pick right now, and you guys that are watching, throw your pick in the chat. Let's see who you got. I got. I'll tell you what, I like the 5. I like the 5. I think DeMarzio is kind of just. He's just waiting for his time. You know, he's hanging right there with Nick Radar. But I do like the 5. That's my pick.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing with the lines a little bit, trying to see where he can get a run and where it's going to pay off as they're coming up upon a lap car here. We'll put the car in, and that's going to help him get a little bit of run here, depending on where the lap car is caught. He'll be able to get, yeah, he'll easily get by here going in 3 and 4. So that kind of tightened up the gap a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that put that 5 truck of AJ DeMarzio right, pretty much on the back door there. Really sucked them up, and you know, these guys. I think they know that they're the, you know, one of these two should win the race, barring any kind of crazy late race caution, which obviously we're open to. But I think they know that they got the 1-2 truck to beat right now. As DeMarzio is going to look on the inside as they come down into turn 3. I don't think he's quite there yet.
He didn't quite have the momentum getting in there. I think he had to lift a little bit getting down there, just because the truck looked like it was going to try to slide.
And I think if you're the 5, you want to like test the water. You know, what's it going to feel like when I actually make the move? Where do I got to lift? How do I get that truck to suck right down to that bottom inside line, get that power runoff, and be able to make the pass?
Well, the guys third and back want them to be as side by side as long as possible, because that'll give them a chance to make up some time here. I mean, you got a little separation between third and fourth, but fourth and fifth are together. If you get a big enough pack together and get a little bit of draft going, you might be able to run down some time. But 4 seconds is a lot to make up, especially in 18 laps.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to write them off just yet because in case you never know. I mean, these guys could take each other out racing for the lead, but I think with 19 laps to go, 4 seconds is just a little bit out of reach if we're not going to see a late race caution here.
Yeah, I'm never writing anybody off until the checkered flag drops. I've seen crazy stuff happen. I mean, we've all seen it in Daytona and Talladega, especially. You know, a guy 20th and the front pack getting a wreck, and he's able to drive his way through and take the win, you know, coming out of 3 and 4. So never write anybody off until checkered flag drops.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. As you see the 88 get way loose coming out of the turn, that's going to allow the 5 of DeMarzio to get right on that back bumper, and he is right back in this ball game. And the question is what lap do you make your move? I mean, I think if it was me driving that 5 truck, I'm waiting till about 10 to go. I just want to stick right to that back bumper, 10 to go. Let's make a move. Let's see if we can't go out there and get a win.
Yeah, he's probably trying to set him up and also observing what's happening with the truck in front of him. Where is he getting loose? You know, do I see anywhere that he's, you know, I could maybe get an advantage if he makes a bobble or a mistake, and that's what they're doing right now. They're learning how the 88 is watching the 5 behind him, seeing what line he's running, where he's gaining, where he's losing. You might see a little bit of a lane change there, you know, to take the preferred line away. So could get interesting here, you know, with 16 to go now.
Absolutely. As that 88 truck, I could tell you from watching it the last 2 laps, it is loosening up. Is he putting more throttle into it than the 5? Yeah, he might be. Because I could tell you right now, he's definitely driving out of that rear view mirror. He's watching that 5. He knows he's coming. But if you're the 88 of Radar, you gotta stay disciplined. You gotta just run your race right now, because you make one mistake and that 5's going to be right by you and it's going to be game over.
Yeah, and looking back, looks like got William George in the 9 sitting in 3rd. You got the 24 of Ernest King in 4th, and right in the top 5 would be Matthew Jagger. Uh, so those 3 are pretty tight there. And then you got a little bit of a gap further back. Sitting in 6th, you got Mike Everidge. 7th is the 46 of Andrew Hefner. 8th is Jorge Rincon. I hope I pronounced that correct. 9th is Robert DuPont. 10th is Robert Inkster. And they are your, looks like your lead lap drivers there. And 11th will be the 10 of Jonathan Rapolo. 12th will be Peter Harver in the 444. Randy Coaching will be 13th, and I just saw John Kaya. Looks like he disconnected. He'll be finished out the field in the 14th position
Yeah,
as they run right now.
the 99 had a good run early on. As we see, a pass has just been made for the lead. AJ DiMaggio able to get around the 88, and he puts a perfectly executed slide up move on him, and he will be your race leader. But
Radar's going to challenge back to the inside here.
I'll tell you what, guys, we are getting excited. These guys, it's now or never. They're ready to go to work, and we'll see what happens here as we come to 12 to go.
Yeah, this is gonna get tight here. Got the 88 still looking the inside. The 5's gonna have the preferred run on the top side here on the backstretch. The 88 can get a run down the bottom and make the pass. Well, he's gonna tuck back up now. He's gonna try to set him up again.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move for Nick Radar right now, because he's got to regain. He's got to get. He's first off, he has to have a run to do it. It's one of those things. Okay, we tried it, we couldn't do it. Let's refocus. Let's see if we can't, set him up again, and maybe get him in a couple laps here.
Yeah, and it looked like in 3 and 4 that time, looked like Radar went on the higher line and allowed the 5 to stay down low. And then when he pulled back up in front of him, was able to use that draft he was going to pull with a little bit higher speed running on the outside line to suck right back up to him, as he looks like he's going to try it again here, trying to build a run up and determine where he's going to be able to make that move make that pass. If he can get the high side coming out of 2, he should have it. But
Yeah,
like the 5's going to take the inside here, going in 1 and 2.
yeah. I mean, we're in for a treat, guys. You guys watching it at home, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, this should be an interesting finish. As long as we're coming to 9 to go, so it's crunch time, and we've got a lap truck right here coming into the picture. The 73 of Inkster, he's going to come into the picture here, and I don't know if he's going to try to make a move on these guys to kind of spoil the milk here a little bit, but definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and I mean, he's got a race for himself here, but he's also got to look at the big picture here, which you got the 2 leaders running, for the win here. I mean, cool, you want to finish on a lead lap, but it looks like he's laying back a little bit, letting these guys race it out, and that's a good sign of a great league right there. You got drivers that are looking at things other than themselves here.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I think that's the smart play. If you're 73, race didn't go your way, probably let the leaders battle it out for the win. That's a big respect move for sure.
Oh yeah, and it's you respect others because you want the same respect given to you if you're running for the lead and you coming up on a lap truck. It pays off the long run.
Absolutely. As we're going to cross the line, we've got 7 laps to go in the season opener here in Atlanta. And if you guys watching at home, as you see the 88 all over the back of that 5, if you guys are having fun watching this race, wait till next week. We had the Bristol Motor Speedway, 200 laps under the lights. I mean, that is going to be a fun race. Everybody loves short track racing, and there's nothing better than short track racing in these Gander outdoor trucks. As the 88 and the 5, boy, I'll tell you what, I thought they were going to make contact right there. If they didn't, they were awful close.
Well, I just looking at the timing and scoring, it looks like Matthew Jagger's made a pass on Ernest King there for the 4th spot, and Matt Jagged is the biggest mover of the race. He's up 9 positions.
9 positions from the start. But I'll tell you what, if you're in that two truck and you're finishing fourth, man, you gotta be happy camper right now. Go out, season opener, making a nice move, and
Get your top 5 and set up for points for the season. That's some of the guys I see in a lot of leagues that go into the playoffs may not have a win. They've just been consistent every week, and that's the important thing.
right, right. In a league like this, um, where wins don't guarantee a playoff spot, where you got to be consistent. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, with no playoffs and not really any eliminations, you consistently top 5 every week. You can really put yourself in a good position there and making a run for the championship at the end of the year.
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely. And I mean, I'll tell you what, Michael, this race, honestly, I thought we would see more than one caution. I really did. Atlanta's a tough track, tough on the tires, but these guys have come out and put on a show tonight.
Yeah, they have, and I ran the setup, a couple laps around here, and it was extremely loose, and I no offense to them, but I didn't expect just one caution myself. I mean, it's a very extremely tough setup to drive, especially this time of day and with the track temps it was, and as loose as it was right off the start, and it didn't seem to tighten up as you see the 88 getting loose there.
But
But I mean, they've done a great job. Every driver's done a great job of saving it tonight. That's a telltale sign of a good group of drivers.
absolutely, and I think that will probably seal it for Nick Radar in that 88. Unfortunately, getting really loose coming out of the corner there as we're two laps remaining, and you know it's qualifying time. If you're AJ DiMarzio, just keep it on the track, keep running your line, don't make any mistakes, and you're going to grab this victory in the season opener.
Yeah, just set it on cruise control. Don't worry about the mirror right now. Just keep your eyes out in front of the hood pin for anything that could be going on, and just try to set a smooth, consistent lap that you're able to maintain your a little bit of a gap there, and should be in here coming. It's like one to go now.
Yep, we will take the Smart Way Remodeling and More LLC white flag here with the 3 Wide Racing eSports League. And I'll tell you what, great race. That number 5 truck of AJ DiMarzio came out with a plan. He knew how he wanted to execute it, and he just went out and did his thing, and he will be your season opener winner here at Atlanta. AJ DiMarzio bringing home the victory.
You got Nick Radar with a heck of a run coming home in second. Just got a little loose there in the last couple laps, trying to make his move. He, could have burned him up just a little bit too much. And Matthew Jagger finishing third. Like I said, he gridded 13th and ended up third tonight. So that's a good finish for him.
Oh, absolutely. And, let's not count out the rest of these guys. Mike Average ends up with a top 5 finishing in fourth, and Ernest King rounding out your top 5. So these guys should be happy. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
a super clean race right out of the gate. And obviously the 5 going out, taking care of business, walking away with the race win. Well deserved. I mean, I thought he ran a heck of a show here, as he's going to bring it down to start finish line, and a very well deserved burner down for the 5 of Nick DiMarzio. And boy, I'll tell you what, I'm excited for next week already, man. We just got done with this thing.
Oh, yeah. Crew chief's probably telling the motor right now, burn it down. We won't need it for next week.
Yeah, we're not going to take that motor. You earned it, son. Burner on down. All right, ladies. Well, here we go. We've got race 1 in the books. We're going to talk to our top 3 after a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Hey, good running.
Ten four.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the ERN booth. We have concluded our race, round one at Atlanta. Great finish. AJ DiMarzio coming home with the win. And we're going to talk to our third place finisher right here, Matthew Jagar. We're going to bring him in. And Matthew Jagar, this is Steve Kerpel up in the ERN booth. You got a copy?
Yes, Steve, I do.
All right, Matt. Race one. I'll tell you what. Not only were you the biggest mover of the race, we love the Snuggles paint. I'll tell you what. It takes a real man to throw that on a truck, and we love it. Walk us through that race, man. You qualified 13th, and you come home in a podium spot. I mean, what was the strategy going through that thing?
Well, anytime you're racing on these type of tracks, it's really about survival. You know, the fastest car never really wins the race. It's just the one that stays out of trouble, runs consistent lap times, and can get around the traffic. So that's something I'm good at, and it showed today as I just kept the car clean, and luckily the races around me were racing clean as well, and I had a good car.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, me and Michael were talking throughout the race. I mean, new series, you don't really know what you're going to get, but you guys ran 80 laps and only one caution. I mean, that's huge. Now, how do you take this race and you go into next week at Bristol? Totally different animal, obviously, with a short track, and these trucks run pretty nice around Bristol. What are you looking forward going into Bristol next week?
I'm looking forward to just getting some practice time in. You know, Bristol is a challenging track, but just like anything, you have to go into it with the mindset that you can win and you will win. So with enough seat time and practice time for the race, I think we'll be ready to go.
Absolutely, man. Well, before we let you go, celebrate this third place finish, we over here at ERN, we like to give you a chance to give any shout outs to anybody watching at home. So, Mike Schurz.
All right. Well, hey, everyone over at Task Insurance Group, my company, appreciate the support there. Those that are watching. Monia, you know who you are. You're watching, I know that. And then I want to thank our sponsors, Smartway and DiMarzo. Thank you for putting together a great car.
Absolutely. All right, Matt, we're going to let you go and celebrate, and maybe we'll talk to you next week at Bristol.
Hopefully so. Thank you.
All right, that was your third place finisher, Matthew Jaggard. Impressive paint. 10 spots from 13th all the way up to 3rd. I'll tell you what, if I was him, I'd be a happy guy.
Oh yeah, I definitely would.
All righty, and I just got word that the number 88, your second place finisher, is down trackside with Michael Sheffield.
Hey Nick, this is Mike up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
So, what a very entertaining race tonight. How
Yep.
was your setup feeling? I noticed it's getting a little loose there out of 1 and 2, and the entrance into 3 and 4. You know, how was that in managing the tires and the fuel tonight?
It was pretty good. I mean, me and AJ had a real good run with it. Got just real loose there at the end and made a mistake off of 4 out there, and he just got that last little tenth that I needed to get to him and couldn't catch him back down, but we both had a hell of a race and gave each other room, and we had a lot of fun banging around with each other.
Yeah, there was a lot of close racing there. I mean, y'all almost touched a couple times, and it's like I told Steve that there's a lot of respect amongst all the drivers here in the league from the looks of it. And from the looks of it, you got guys that can run from the front to the back and back to the front. How are you looking and feeling towards this season? And you know, I know there's going to be a quite high level of competition here, but how are you feeling towards the season?
Feeling pretty good. I mean, this is just the first race with these guys. Some of them, a lot of them we know and are good friends. A couple of them are new, and getting race around everybody. It should be a good year. We're looking forward to have the same races throughout the season and have fun with everybody along doing it.
Well, you started, you gridded second, you finished second. I know you were one place short of where you wanted to be, but overall, I think it was a good run. You know, setting yourself in the points for the rest of the season. Before we let you go, is there anybody special shout outs or anybody you'd like to thank? We always give you the airtime. The mic is yours.
Yeah, we want to thank AJ and his company, DeMarzo Gears, to putting the show on. Randy with Smartway. And I know Ernest has got RKR sponsored on a couple of races, and we're going to have fun with it, and it's going to be a heck of a year.
And I'm pretty sure we'll talk to you again. And good luck next week in Bristol, and we'll hopefully be talking to you at the booth afterward.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was your second place finisher, Nick Radar. Boy, I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for the end, I think he could have gave the 5 a run for his money, but he ended up getting pretty loose there at the end. And I'm sure he'll be happy to take a second place finish, but it's time to bring him in. He was a threat all race, and let's see if we can't get a word with him. Hey AJ, this is Steve and Mike up in the ERN booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, I'll tell you what. I usually don't pick them right, but with about 20 to go, I picked you as the strong truck to win, and you didn't disappoint. You came home. You came in here to Atlanta, season opener. You were able to grab the first win. Why don't you just walk us through basically that whole race? You were up there pretty much the whole thing, from the drop of the green flag to the drop of the checkered. What was that race like for you?
It was a pretty tough race. This place it's always hard on tires, and it's really hard to keep the car straight. That first run, I thought I had them covered, and we were, usually I'll run the bottom for the first 10 or so laps, and then up to the top. And then when George drove by me on the bottom, I was like, man, I'm doing something wrong. So after that one, I ran the bottom the rest of the race, and that was the only way I could get around Nick. And I about messed up coming into the pits on that green flag stop. I had the thing sideways and almost clipped the cone, and I think I had a second and a half lead coming in, and I was 3 seconds behind Nick coming out. So he had a real good stop. But I'd like to thank Randy at Smartway Remodeling and my company, DeMarzo Gears, and 3 Wide for putting the series on. It was real fun.
Yeah, absolutely, AJ. I mean, you put on a clinic out there. Like I said, you had a little bit mishap coming down pit road, but you're able to get back up there, get the race win. What does a win like this do for the rest of the season? Next week we head to Bristol. How much does this help you with getting yourself settled in for 15 more?
It gives me a lot of confidence. This is one of my worst tracks, actually. This place in Darlington, and in any of the road courses, I'll struggle there. But Bristol's usually a good track for me. Any of the other mile and a halves that aren't real abrasive, but I usually do pretty good when the car's a little bit sketchy, but not totally out of control.
Yeah, absolutely. We hear you. And before we let you go, we heard you thank a couple companies. You got anybody at home you want to give a little hi to? And before we let you go, crack a beer open.
Yeah, just my wife for letting me come out here and, as she calls, waste my time and have a little fun. So that and everybody that put the show on, it was real fun.
All right, AJ. Well, congratulations on a great win, season opener, and hopefully we'll be talking to you more throughout the rest of the year.
I hope so. Thank you.
You got it. All right, you're a race winner, AJ DeMarzo, and I'll tell you what, Michael, this race was awesome. It was awesome. I mean, I'm just going to call it what it is. I mean, 1 caution, 80 laps. We've seen green flag stops. I love seeing green flag stops. Going into Bristol, we're going to flip the script, obviously. We're going from a mile and a half to a short track. These guys, I mean, I'm sure they won't agree with me, but I'm hoping they're banging doors all race. What do you think we have to look forward to when it comes to Bristol next week?
Well, as exciting and as fast paced as this race was tonight, I mean, these guys were moving around all night from the front to the back and back to the front. I'm excited to see what Bristol is going to be like. And these guys showed us tonight that they can run side by side and pretty much not get into each other. Any heavy conflict, any damage, and Bristol is a track that you can take a little bit of right side damage or a little fender damage as long as you don't do anything to the motor, and still have a car that can win. So next week is definitely going to be interesting, and I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. I think if you're watching at home and you like this race, I mean, tighten your seatbelts because this schedule is awesome. I mean, we got Bristol coming up. They run Bristol Dirt later in the year. They run a bunch of road courses. They throw some dirt in. I mean, this schedule is set up to be not only fun but competitive. And if you guys enjoyed it, if you haven't, head on over to Evolution Racing Network on Facebook. Give us a like, hit the follow button. You'll get notified when we go live, no matter if it's with the 3 Wide Racing guys here. We run a Wallbangers Truck Series open setup on Saturday night's championship race this coming Saturday at Phoenix, or Monday night for the Adrenaline Rush Racing Series, a custom fixed setup. And I'll tell you what, this was fun. We're looking forward to Bristol. We hope to see y'all there. For Michael Sheffield, I'm Steve Kerpel. We'll catch you on the next one.